August is National Sandwich Month, and I also just launched my Patreon campaign, and I do have different levels with different rewards. So I will put the link in the description box. I hope you guys check it out. 2 of the reward levels actually include surprise packages from me. So I rolled it into just a very fat cylinder, and then from here I start turning it into a square. You can do this with your hands if you don't have a cylinder, where you squish, rotate it, squish, rotate it. Once you have it to the size you want, you can smooth the corners. I have yellow ochre and a rust color. And I create the dust by taking my clay blade and scraping the side. The crust of the bread is the side here. I try to do yellow ochre and rust, and I paint it around all the sides. I'll take my toothbrush and put a little bit of texture into the sides. Now we're going to texture the bread. I literally turn in circles just like the cake. So here is the surface of my bread, and I tap ever so gently. I'm going to slice into my bread. If you've noticed that it's gotten to be a little bit more rectangular, take your slice from the long end, because it will push your clay down slightly. I cut it in half. And see, now the top and the bottom of your sandwich is going to be perfectly textured. You can let it rest for a few minutes, and then you come back and you texture the sides just like this. I dip my paintbrush in a little of the yellow ochre, and I tap some very gently onto my sandwich. I'm going to place my toast into a pan and bake it. For my cheese, I'm taking about half yellow, half orange, maybe a little bit more yellow than orange. And this will be depending highly on the color of cheese you want inside your sandwich. If you want it richer, add more orange. If you want it a little bit paler, add more yellow. You can even add some white or some ecru. Okay. So one option for cheese, cut it in the same size triangle, roughly, maybe just a little smaller, and put it in your sandwich. Now, what I would suggest is taking a little bit of the translucent liquid Sculpey and mixing some of the cheese color you made. The way you do that is by taking some of the conditioned cheese color, adding it to the translucent liquid Sculpey, and just mixing, and pounding the clay. So you just keep going and going until it's all mixed up. Now, I actually created some already. I take a little bit of translucent liquid Sculpey on my finger, and I put it on the unpainted sides of my bread. This is the triangle that we cut out earlier. You want them just a little bit smaller than the actual sandwich itself, just a touch. I have my cheese in there. We paint that whole section where the cheese is. And then you can even bring some of the gooey cheese down, have it drip down the sides. Then we will bake this little guy one more time. I'm pouring a little bit of glaze onto my plate. I'm using triple thick right now for my glaze. And I'm going to glaze just the cheese. From here I stick in my head pin. Once it's through, I pull up, and then I take my flat nose pliers and put a bend in it. I take my round nose pliers and I twist back and use my thumb to finish creating the circle. Then I slide a clasp on, grab the loop with my round nose pliers, and then close it off with my flat nose. So here we go. We have a nice little toasty grilled cheese sandwich. I hope that you enjoyed this, and we will be back soon.